Okay, good morning. You're at Laster Farm. Well, I say you're at Laster Farm, but we are off of Laster Farm and we are here on our new property. We purchased a 20-acre farm still in our county, so our kids will continue to go to school where they are, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful lot. It's just something that we've wanted for a very long time, and we know that God has made a way for us to purchase this property, and we know it's a God thing. We know that this is a gift from God, just like our house and our property that we've been stewarding there for 34 years, our other property. And now God is moving us on over to our dream property, and it's kind of bittersweet to leave our other home, you know, because we've been there for 34 years on that property. But we know in our heart's desire, we've desired for more land and a place for our kids to be able to get out there and ride their four-wheelers or on the tractor or their horse or anything and be active. So I'm gonna just walk around. I'm gonna flip the camera the other way. Okay, we are at the back of the property, and it's really not a pretty sight back here. This is where they have been bringing the old piles of sticks and wood and rubbish off of our property. And this, I think, used to be a sand pit, because this creek is called Sand Creek. And you cannot see our property line from here. See the farther trees back in the back there? Our property line goes way back in this corner, and there's just no way to see it right now. And I hate kudzu, and this corner has kudzu, and I'm not sure what's over this way. Let me get over here and look. I got my new tennis shoes on because we just...
Well, our brother-in-law was excited about hearing the kudzu.
Why's that?
Because of his bees.
Oh yeah, bees like kudzu. So there's the big gully there. So I'll take you back over here and I'll show you the creek bed. Now, the creek bed does run up the side of our property and cuts through over there. But that is for another day. This area back here, I think we'll mainly use it to put our brick and concrete blocks and things like that that's not so close to the house. Could build like a little barn or something back here, a little something.
I actually thought about that, a little barn, something like that.
Something to put our trailers or something in, where we won't have them so many. You know, Steve collects trailers. He's got several, and then he's wanting another one. So, but look how pretty through there. I mean, you have to kind of look ahead and not look at the fallen trees. But let me take you back over here.
Well, you know, I gotta have a trailer to haul them animals with.
Yeah. Let me take you over here and show you the creek bed. Let me see if I can cross over right in here. It's a lot of trees down.
Which way are you going?
Let's go right through here.
Let me get over there.
Okay. Now this is the creek bed. And we are up, I want to say, at least 15 feet.
I think it's more than that.
He thinks it's more than that. And, which we don't own on the other side of the creek. We're just on this side. But the other day, there was about a foot stream that was flowing through the bottom of it. when we had a lot of rain. So I don't think any of this back here floods or anything, because we have this deep creek back here. So if anything floods or runs off, it should run to this. And there are ferns out here everywhere. Right there's one, and there's little deer paths. There's a little path for the deer, and I know that there's one on down here where the deer have been going down the creek to drink. And I thought that was so neat. Let me come on around and get back through here. Move some of this stand out of the way. Squeeze through here. But there's a lot of little trees in here that need to be cut out, and there's a lot we want to leave because I don't like to cut trees, and Steve doesn't either. But I'm kind of glad that the track hoe or dozer or whatever made this little road down through here back to the back of our property. It's just going to be convenient. And it's pretty back here. Now there's a lot of young trees back here, and but I don't think that they have, you know, cut any trees, logged any, if any, in a long time, because there's still some big trees back in that area over there. And that little creek came around over here, and it looks like they have dozed it and tried to cover in that creek bed. So we may have to see what we're gonna have to do about that to straighten that up if they don't. So, but it just takes time. And I'm out of breath walking back here at the back, but this is back behind the pond and at the back of our property, and I just love it. And I think the kids are gonna love it too, to be able to ride the four-wheeler and have more land to do that on. And our daughter, she runs cross country, and so she's gonna have a place to be able to get out and run around on. Boy, I'm getting a workout today. But I just love these beautiful flowers. Absolutely love them. They are just wild everywhere. There's a little creek area, and see, I'm worried about this coming out from right here and making a big puddle or something right here. So we may have to put a culvert in, because it went over here on this side too. So I don't know about that yet, what we're going to do about that. But we have a lot of pine trees out here, and they are so pretty. And we could build some little structure in here if we wanted to, like a small little barn, and fence all that in for some goats to help clean up the undercarriage of all these trees. That would be a great idea, and they would have plenty of shade. But over in that area, back around, we're thinking that might be the house spot. Now we could build back here, and this could be, you know, more isolated and more private if we wanted to build our house back here. And we haven't ruled that out yet.
No, but I think I'd like my shop back here.
And then he's thinking he might want his shop here. But then again, he was thinking he might want his shop over here.
Yeah, I really think I do want it over there.
So if we build our house over here, I think he wants to put his shop over here. Now see, this is where the pond is, right there. And then back around there you can see the road
truck is just on the other side of the hill.
And it's just, I love it. Now I know it's gonna be a lot of work, and we knew that from the very beginning.
It's raw land, no electricity, no water.
Right.
No driveway.
No well, no driveway. Like you said, no electricity. So we could do off-grid, we could do solar. I mean, the options, we got them. But this was a big pile of brush. Now there was some structures on this property. We know there were some barns, at least 2, and there could have been a farmhouse. Because when we looked at this property, it was a year ago. Let me just turn the camera back around. When we looked at this property a year ago in July, this place was growed up just like all of that, only thicker. You could not see anything from the road. It was just so overgrown. Now we do have neighbors over here on this side, and they're fairly close. And that's one reason why I didn't really want to put the house on this side. But we have this back entry here, and that would be so convenient for when he, you know, came in. He could build his shop over here, or he could build his shop on this hill, and I think that's what he wants to do. And I'm thinking about seriously putting our garden in this space.
You know what that means?
What?
I get to move them raised beds for the 4th time.
Yes, we get to move the garden beds because you know I'm going to move them over here. He's not looking forward to that, I don't think. But in a way he is, because he knows it'll be the last time. Maybe the last time.
Figure out where you want them.
But right over here, in that group of trees right there, I think we may put a horse and animal barn and do stalls going out toward the road and then stalls going back out toward this way. So I could put the donkey and the horse up the front and let the horse run around the front up there. And then over here, put my greenhouse, a new greenhouse. I don't think I'm going to move that other greenhouse because it's so cute and I hate to move it. And I think I want a bigger one anyway, now that I have the space for one, because before I didn't have the space and I had to take that into consideration. But now I think I'm gonna not go crazy, but I think I want one, you know, maybe a 16 by 20, 24 or something like that, because I want to be able to use it year round. And then I want to put my garden beds all the way around it. And I'm thinking about doing maybe a black greenhouse. And our house that we build, it may be white with a black roof or white with a silver roof. And we're thinking about doing our structures maybe in black or in white. And anyway.
The tool shed, I'm going to take the front porch off a bit. And
Yeah.
bring it with the tool shed.
Yeah.
But it's got that rusted tin on it, look, and
Right.
I thought we'd keep that.
Yeah, I like the rusted tin look on my tool shed. And like I said, if we put that tool shed in this little group of trees, we can access it from the front by the pond, that little lane, or we can access it from back here in the garden spot. And our main driveway is going to come in somewhere up there. Now, I think it's going to come in straight between, right in front of that house kind of, and curve off to the left between the group of trees and then swing around this other group of trees and come back out in this area here and meet up with the road back here that we're probably going to take back around to the house that way, so we can just circle around the whole property. That's kind of my thoughts, and I think it's Steve's thoughts too. We've really discussed it, and we want to put a whole circle drive, because one of the main reasons why I wanted this property, it's been a dream of mine to have a wedding venue, to build a barn. And I've been saying for years that we're going to build a barn. And we kept waiting and waiting on the Lord, and kept waiting for the property behind us, for the person that owned the property to sell it to us. And he had decided to sell it to us a couple of times, and then he changed his mind. And you know, we've been there for 34 years on that property, so it was time. We have outgrown that property. And this past year, I had just made up my mind that, hey, we're going to, like this year, when we started building everything, we had made up our mind that we was going to use that property to the best of our ability and put as much on that property and enjoy it. And then all of a sudden, after we did that, you know, God just opened this up for us. And I don't think that's wasted time over there. You know, it's almost like God was saying, okay, I see that you're going to be steward in this place and maximizing it and using it every little nook and cranny. So I'm going to bless you with something else. And we're so thankful that God has opened this up and blessed us with this property, because I'm telling you, it's a God thing. And we looked at it, you know, like I said, a year ago. And I get on Zillow quite often and look for property in our county, because it doesn't come available very often. If it does, it's farmland, and it doesn't have any trees on it, or it's just, it has structures on it and houses, and we didn't want that. We wanted to start from scratch and do our own thing and make it and love it like it's ours and turn it into our space. And this farm has been in this family since before, I guess, the, you know, Revolutionary War in the 1700s, and it has been passed down just a few generations, but it's all been in the same family, the same bloodline. And so we are just so blessed and so thankful that it's opened up that we can purchase this. And like I said, this was a much bigger farm, and our neighbors purchased 20, and now we have purchased the last 20. And to me, I just love this. I've always loved this part of it. And with it having the 2 little ponds on it, I loved it even more, because I wanted something. Yeah, we can walk up there. It's a little walk, but anyway, it needs to be dug out. I'm sure it's completely dried up now. But when we were, I don't know, this was on Zillow, like I said. And after us coming and looking at it for the very first time, I just put it out of my mind. I never did go back on there and ever look at it again. And then all of a sudden, you know, I was praying about it. Lord, you know, make a way, you know, for us to get land, or make a way. Me and Steve were both praying that the person that owned the land behind us would, you know, change his mind and say, okay, I'm gonna sell it to you after all these years, you know. But because I wanted to put a business on it, you know, I wanted to turn it into a wedding venue and something that my kids could have later on, you know, where they could have something to prosper here on this property. But I put it out of my mind. I didn't look at the property. Let me show you this over here. See, there's the little, where it goes into the group of trees over here and comes back out, and the house would be over there on the hill. But this would be the drive, the circle around this way. But, and then all of a sudden, I said, that property is still on there for sale. And I couldn't understand why this property never sold. And went back, and they said, well, let's just go look at it. And I said, it's in our price range. It's about the acreage we want. And we went and looked at it, and they had just cleared it and dozed it and had it looking like this. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's beautiful. So anyway, that very same week we made a bid on it, and someone else made the bid the same day we did, but they accepted our offer. And anyway, long story short, we're closing on the 18th. And I think one of the structures was here. I think this is a barn, because you can see bricks and all that. But this is a long walk, and I needed my 4x4. Steve said, you want me to take the 4-wheeler, do you? And I said, nah.
We had to go to the bank.
Yeah, we had to go to our banker and sign some more paperwork and getting everything ready for our closing. And our appraisal just got finished on our house yesterday. So that's another thing. I'm selling all my furniture that I know that I won't be bringing over here, because we're gonna we're gonna build a guest house first on this property and Steve's shop, and then we're gonna sell our home, get out of our home, and move over here in the guest house. And we're gonna do that so we can get out of our house and get it repainted and everything and get it ready to sell. So yes, we will be selling our home and getting it ready. And so if you're interested, in about a year from now, you can text me, say hey, keep me in mind, let me know when it's going to be available. But let me flip the camera back around. Okay, so I don't remember how much it is. How much is the square footage on our house?
3,332 square feet of heated, cooled.
Our house is 4 bedroom, 3 full baths, and it also has a small little office area. It has a room that you could use for a classroom, and it has a bunk area that can be considered another bedroom.
It's your pantry.
And in my big pantry. Okay, here is the pond. Let me go. See, here's through there would be where the house would be. This would be the drive. You circle around this group of trees and come out and go back to the back. Or I'm sure we'll make a driveway going around to the back for our personal use.
I will.
But here is the poor little pond over here. I'm trying not to get snake bit, so I'm looking for copperheads as we go through.
I'm worried about the logs creeping going on.
Well, all right. In Jesus' name, we're going to go through. Okay. And so this pond is a hot mess. I don't know if you'd even call it a pond. It looks like, you know, a disaster. It really would need to be dug out. And if we did that, I would like for it to be dug out here, because we got a big bank over there. I wish this would be dug out more here and circle around on the other side of the trees in that low spot and make a nicer little pond. And then right here, let me show y'all this. On the other side of this pond, in this little group of trees here, I would like to clear this out, and nestled right here in the center, I would like to build a little chapel, a little church for my wedding venue. And on the other side, put the big wedding barn down there in that lower part some way, and then fix a driveway maybe coming in that way so you can park all out in here for the wedding.
Let's get up on that tree.
But I know,
let's go around where that shelf is and you can show them.
yeah, there's a bank here. So, but I know, see, you want to go ahead and walk in front?
Yeah.
Scare away the critters. I know there's a lot that we want to do over here when you buy land. I know sometimes, a lot of times, plans change, and it looks like this is one reason why the pond is empty, because there's an overflow here that's rutted out, and we think, I mean, it could have drained this. So, and right here is the big hill, and that needs to be, I don't know what done to it. If you could see that as you were coming in. Whew. Going into the hole. Going up. Okay, let's go over this way. Let's say there's our big bank. Here's our disastrous looking pond. Now we could use some of this dirt and this hill, but it would lower it over here in front of our driveway, and we don't want to do that. Right. So And like here, there was a structure here. You can see all the bricks and the wood. But over here, on this lower part, down in this beautiful little valley over here, is where I want to put a beautiful black fence all the way down through here along the property line by the road. And then I would like to put a wedding venue barn somewhere over here in this area. But all of this is just beautiful. And we could use this for parking as well. And over here, like I said, here's the little woods on this side of the pond, and we could fix an area going in right in there in the middle with a little church facing out, a little chapel. But I thought this would be a great place to put a wedding venue barn, maybe right over here, not so far, not so close to the road. It may be right in that area. But if we put our house up there on that hill, it may be too close to the wedding venue. So we might consider putting our house back there at the back in that corner like I had showed you. And then right in this area is where the pond is. So you kind of get an idea that the pond is basically in the center almost of our property. Maybe more up toward the front. But we have that wooded area on this side, and some of that is ours and some of it's not. This part up here at the front is really not ours, but our neighbor said that he was going to keep it up, so that's great. And that's beautiful, and it'll look great with the woods, and I'm glad he's leaving it. Privacy for him and for us. And then if we put the wedding venue in here, maybe it'll, you know, give us some privacy. And anyway, that's a gist of it. That's what it looks like. And this is that little wooded area. Like I said, it needs cleaning out, but I would like to put a small chapel in here, something that would seat probably about 50 people for small weddings. And we could even do like extensions, like lean-tos on the side or something that can open up and make it for more people. But that's something we'll have to figure out, because we're a long ways from the wedding venue right now. We've got to get a house over here, a well, electrical, and we have got to get started. But we can't get started until the 18th. And on the 18th, imagine if it's not too late in the day, we'll probably either come over here that day or the next day and start mowing this property. That way we can see what we have, and at least part of it. But I think we would want to mow. I think we would want to mow at least once, one good time, to see what we've got.
Yeah, I think our decision would be based on after more.
And this is where the road would come in, and it would come back around this way and go out. But this is where the house would be, I think. Unless we change our mind again. And then this is that other little wooded area, and it circles on around behind that to the pond. But I love these little wooded areas, and they do need cleaning out. Some of the trees are a little thick, and we want to be able to mow in there. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but I'm loving it. So this is going to be our new forever home, and I'm so thankful, and we praise the Lord every day and thank Him for this property, because it's been a long time coming, and it's never too late And our pastor just kept on preaching, never give up on your dreams, because there's times, especially in the last 2 months, I've been really rethinking it, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting older, I ain't getting any younger, our kids are gonna be, you know, out of the house and going to college or wherever. And I keep thinking, our house is paid for. It's been paid for a couple of years. God blessed us for a way to get that paid off. And so now I'm thinking, and Steve, I'm sure, is like, do we want to go back in debt? But once we sell our home, we will be able to come over here and build us a new house, you know, of what we want. And I'm not saying that we're going to downsize, but I'm not saying we're going to build a 2-story. If we build a 2-story, it's probably just going to be a lofted area, like a TV area for the kids or something for the pool table. But we may end up doing a game room, because now we have room to put a pool. I've been wanting a pool for years. We just haven't had the space. Maybe if we budget right, maybe God will bless us with one of those too. I'm not saying a big massive pool. I'm just saying something that Steve and I can get in. But we are bringing this video to an end. But we've been so excited, and we wanted to get out here for the last 2 months and show it to you. But we just wanted to make sure everything was in place, and you know, our money was right, and everything just came together. God brought it together. And so between now and this time next year, our goal is going to be to get a driveway in, to get a well on here, to get electricity, and to get a guest house put in place over here, plus a storage barn or shop for Steve, even before we even start building on our house. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, and we are gonna get back with you, and we're just gonna see how things go in the next couple of weeks, wrapping everything up on with the property, and we will keep you updated on the farm. So now we're having to rebuild a homestead from scratch again. So come follow along with us, subscribe to our channel, because I can't wait to see what God has planned for our future. So come on along, hit that subscribe button, and just hit that notification bell so you can see the upcoming videos, because we're gonna have a lot to do around here, and I'm so excited to take you along. Well, God bless you. Until next time, we'll see you back here at the new Laster Farm.